Mark Gilliard here for AIM Country Music Television. My guest today is Brook Ellingworth. He was raised near Oxford, England, and somehow found his way into country music. His inspirations include all the sounds of classic country combined with the pop side of rock and roll. He gives his music the expected heartfelt lyrics, but with a modern take on the sound supporting it. Brook is English to his core, but he's developed a strong connection to Nashville, the undisputed home of country music. If you're hearing his music for the first time and haven't had the pleasure of talking to him and hearing that unmistakable accent, you'd swear he's a Nashville native. Brook's here today to talk about a song from his newest full-length project, Roll the Dice. The song is called Like It Was the First Time. So let's get him in here right now to talk about what might just be your new favorite song. Brook Ellingworth, welcome to the show.
Mark, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Nice to meet you. People are going to figure it out pretty quickly. I'm not revealing anything here. You're English, but you're new to us around here. So why don't you just kick this off with an intro? You know, what's your story?
Well, I am British. I am a country artist. I've been on the scene since about 2017 in the country world. Before that, it was all rock bands through my teens and cutting my teeth that way. And then I happily fell into a country career, and I've been back and forth from Nashville ever since 2018. I recorded an EP out there that I released in 2023 called Dive Bars and Heartbreaks, which is a live EP. And then so on and so forth. I just released my debut album this year.
Yeah, just in February, right?
Yeah, February 28th.
Very nice. We know England has been like an absolute hotbed for rock, pop music, Beatles, Stones, Zeppelin, The Who, just goes on and on and on and on. I don't really associate England with country music, but you actually grew up there. So what was your early exposure to country that drew you into this genre?
It all started for me with my introduction from it was through my mom. And when I was a child and she was driving us to school, or just in the kitchen when she was cooking, or whatever it was, there was always music on wherever I was, and it was my mum that really introduced me to country music. She had this love for it, and she grew up with an aunt that had a love for it, and so did her grandmother, and then my dad would always play all the rock and roll and the songwriter stuff, and so I had the best of both worlds, really.
Yeah. Is there an actual club scene there that gives you a chance to flex the country muscles on your home turf? I mean, like I say, I don't associate country there, but I assume there's clubs that where that
Yeah,
fits really
yeah.
well.
I mean, not a lot of people do associate country music with England. I mean, sometimes even I find it hard to. But I mean, if you sort of look at it and just like the way that what what country's about, and what I sing about in songs and everything, and the way that I've been brought up, it's actually pretty similar. You
Oh,
know?
I mean, it's a great fit. I don't want to even imply that it's not.
Oh
I
no,
just feel
no,
like I feel like you're on an island far away that is not exposed to this. But
no.
I listened to your castle recordings that that you guys made, and those are just great, and absolutely country. You have that sort of a pop rock flavor that I do associate with England, but definitely right down the middle of country. How would you entice someone who hasn't heard you yet to give it a try?
I would say that it's got all the storytelling of country music, and it is very much country music, but it's got all of these rock roots to it. So it's got this rawness to it, but also this edge that it doesn't want to be almost in the country box in a way. Even though I want it to be there. I want to be a part of that family. And the most amazing thing about country music at the moment is that it's got so many different avenues. Like there's not just one sound.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's a wide market these days.
It is. It is. So,
I think you center punch it pretty well myself. I think you've got the country edge that most of us really like. So
oh well, I'm glad it's working.
so who do you like to listen to when you're just chilling?
I'm just chilling. Honestly, it switches kind of a lot, depending on the mood, depending on what's going on or what's happening in my life. But I listen to a lot of Kip Moore. I love his songwriting. I like the idea that again, it doesn't fit in just one box, and it goes on to these different avenues and these different streets. And what else have I listened to recently? I've been listening to a lot of Zach Top recently. I'm a big 90s country fan as well. So, Dwight Yoakam, Alan Jackson, Joe Diffie. But yeah, a lot of Zach Top recently, a lot of Kip Moore. Uh, and I was listening to Ryan Bingham's live album, his latest album that he released. I've been listening to that the last couple of days.
Yeah, I think it probably depends an awful lot on the mood you're in when you turn it on. I'm just kind of curious about some of the things, and that really jives with the sounds I hear you playing. There's
Yeah.
a lot of different influences, but you definitely hear that through the different songs. We're here today to talk about one of the songs on your Roll the Dice project. It's a song called Like It Was the First Time. The video we have here today is from your Somerton Castle live sessions. Somerton Castle live sessions. I get it all there. You can find this on your YouTube channel, but that place looks like a great place to hang out and record. Tell us about the song and the experience before we watch the video.
Yeah, the song was a solo write that I wrote a couple of years back, and I recorded it in Nashville at Curb Studios with my producer and engineer Jake Burns in 23. Um, and then we released it last year. And I wrote the song about being taken back to that moment in time that you have that kiss with someone, not necessarily your first kiss, but that first kiss with that person that changed your life. And I always say at shows, I'm like, if it's with the person that you're with today, or maybe they're at home, or maybe they're at a different place, or maybe it's the one that got away. It's going back to that moment. It's breathing that air. It's feeling that touch and that energy, and just how much it impacted everything. And uh, and then beginning of last year, I think it was March, we actually did these sessions. It's over at Somerton Castle. It's in Lincolnshire. And the bloke that runs the place, his name's Ollie Porter. He was the engineer on it. And he was my drummer's friend. And that's how I contacted. And I rocked up at this place, and it is stunning. I had never seen a property like this. I was like literally driving up the driveway with my head out of my Jeep with my mouth open. Oh my goodness.
It's pretty crazy, and it's out in the middle of the country too. It's like fields all around and a big
Exactly.
estate. It's awesome.
Exactly. It's beautiful. And the session was great. The room's a complete vibe. So we're on the second floor there. On the other side of the stairs, there's a big pool table, great place to hang out. The acoustics are pretty good in there. The recording was easy. We got to sort of vibe it out and make it a bit of a scene. So I threw some like cowhides down and put some funky lamps up and all that sort of thing, and burned some incense and sort of got us comfortable in there. And then the way that we could all just stand in a circle and record this together and just have that energy, that was the main thing for us in that session.
No, it came out great.
Thank you.
Well, I'm ready to play it now. How about you?
Let's play it.
Great. You're watching Brook Ellingworth's video for Like It Was the First Time here on AIM Country Music Television.
We were both young and wild at heart. stratosphere. Let me spin you around and kiss you like I did that night, like it was the first time. Yeah, yeah. Now as I stare right back at you, you had me across the room, whiskey dancing like strangers do. I wish I already knew that you were just passing through. Nothing I could really do to save myself from falling for someone like you. So take my heart for another round. Shoot me straight, don't water me down. Look through me with those fiery eyes. You made everyone else disappear. Just you and me in the stratosphere. Let me spin you around and kiss you like I did that night, like it was the first time. Yeah, yeah. Knock the wind straight out of me. 90 proof won't save me. Still waiting on the day that you walk in. The day that you walk in. So take my heart for another round. Shoot me straight, don't water me down. Look through me with those fiery eyes. You made everyone else disappear. Just you and me in the stratosphere. Let me spin you around and kiss you like I did that night. So take my heart for another round. Shoot me straight, don't water me down. Look through me with those fiery eyes. You made everyone else disappear. Just you and me in the stratosphere. Let me spin you around and kiss you like I did that night, like it was the first time. Yeah, like it was the first time.
Wow, that's like a live performance. Is the one we see, is that all in one take?
It is, yeah.
That's fantastic. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well, as I mentioned, this song is on your new studio project, Roll the Dice. It's recorded at Curb.
That's right.
10 songs. It's your first full-length project, just released in this past February. Tell us a little bit about what's in store for us. What are you most excited for the fans to hear on this project?
It's hard. This album is my baby. It is it's been in the making for a long time. Like I said, we cut it in May last year, and already I like it was the first time out last in April 24 as a single, and then we recorded the project. I knew that song was going to be on there. We actually had it remastered, and it's just the pre-production was just me and my producer down uh, at my friend's house on the Buffalo River in Tennessee, and we just sat there for a weekend and just did the pre-production on it. And we were just going through songs, and I was just like, right, I had a bunch of demos with me, I had a bunch of songs, and I was just like, right, which ones are we going to do? And we sort of went through them, and I wanted to like almost tell a story and have this album to be this wave. of emotions, these highs and lows, and the excitement of love, and then heartbreak and loss. And then, of course, you got to throw a beer drinking bar song in there, which is Roosters or Margarita on the Dash. That song gets misconstrued a few times. That song's actually about a hula girl.
Yep.
Called,
I listened to that a few times and picked up on that.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I had a few people that haven't, and I'm like, no, 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 go back and listen. Go back and listen. Um, One of my favorites that actually came off the record that it almost didn't make the album, which is funny now that I say it because every time I like to listen to like a lot of podcasts and interviews of my favorite artists, just to get like the inside scoop, you know. And it's always the songs that like almost don't get cut or that they like almost don't make the record. They always end up being the favorites, and that's exactly what has happened this time, which I've only just come to realize it speaking about it now. And it's Married for One Night. And that song almost didn't make it. That was just like, I was just writing it to sort of go through the process of something earlier last year. Um, I didn't actually get married, but sort of just like pretended for a bit one night just to play along with these jokes and whatnot. And I just wrote it to get through this thing, and then I took it to a buddy at a co-write. I was writing with my friend George Huxtable. He goes by Hux, and I was just like, I've got this. Maybe we could just write a bridge for it and just stick it in a folder. And he was like, "This is cool." We started working on it and started vibing with it, and I was like, "Actually, the song it started resonating with me a bit." And just the way the production ended up on it, going into the studio that day with all these great session players, and my producer and everything. And I was just like, right, this is the vibe I want from it. And I spurted out a few things, and they all looked at me. I was like, okay, cool, let's go. And they just went straight in the live room, plugged in. And it was just like came alive straight away. It was magical. And yeah,
That's fantastic.
that is definitely yeah, that's probably one of the ones I'm most excited for people to hear.
Good, good. That's awesome because I think a lot of times you're almost too close to it to pick the songs that ought to be on there. It almost needs to be somebody else looking at it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Well, I love the recording we just watched. The video for that song was great, but the production on this record is really good. I mean, it is just really clean and really well done.
It is beautiful. It really, really is. I couldn't have worked with a better team. I couldn't have had a better co-producer with me, Jake Burns, and he engineered the whole thing. And then Trui's mastering, they were just a dream to work with at the end. And yeah, I was even when I got like rough mixes back from the tracking day, when I got rough mixes back, I was like as in like the desk mix, I was like, it was blowing my mind because I was like,
I love
how?
it when it works like that.
I was like, can we release this now? And it's like 2 weeks later. I'm like, can I put this out now? I want everyone to hear this.
Yeah, that's the part where you get super impatient to make it happen, and everybody else is getting it tweaked just right.
It's true. It's true. I mean, we tracked in May. I was out in the States for a month. We tracked in May, and then we did vocals over 2 afternoons. And then we finished. I got the masters on September 24th.
Well,
So
that's awesome.
some people would say it's actually quite a quick turnaround, but I mean that's I mean I I mean it was my first album, and I didn't really know that it was going to take so long, you know.
Well, you did well, but I think there's got to be a pretty strong team there too, getting the recordings, the production, and the bands, and just all the details taken out to make it to go fast. It had to be a team effort to make that happen.
It was yeah, yeah. I'm super super grateful for everyone involved in it to make that happen in that time, and then everyone after it just to push it up that hill, you know.
Yes, exactly. You're in England right now. Do you spend a lot of time in the States, or you spend most time over there? How do you split your time?
I spend most of my time in England. I do, yeah. So I live in South Oxfordshire, so the county of Oxford, and I spend, I'd say about 70% of my time here, and 30%, if I'm lucky, during the year to be over in Nashville, if it's playing shows or recording or writing or seeing my Nashville family and that community that I'm so proud and blessed to be a part of. Um, Last year, because the album was happening, it was only the one trip last year just to record, and then everything else was going into the album. I didn't even think about the fact of buying another plane ticket. I would have
Well,
loved to, don't get me wrong. So I'm fingers crossed there's going to be a couple more trips on the books this year.
good. I think it would be great to see a live show. It's looks like you guys are pretty tight little unit.
We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. Actually, I used a different band uh, for my launch show in February. Um, Jake helped me pull together some great musicians last minute, and we just had one rehearsal of most of the set, and then went in and did this great show at the Five Spot over in East Nashville.
Wow. Well, Nashville has so many great session musicians that a lot of times it's cleaner and faster to just run through everything, and then your band can pick up everything that's sitting there and do the live shows. So
It's very true. It's very true. What do they say in that town? Like you can throw a penny and hit a session player or something.
you're gonna knock one out. Yeah. Yeah, I suspect it's pretty challenging to have a country music career with it being so based in Nashville and living in England. But you seem to be making an impact. You seem to get some attention. So I'm kind of excited to see how this interview goes over and how people like this song. I'd like all you guys to let us know what you're thinking about this.
Yeah, please do. Please do. I want to hear all of it.
You got it. Well, I've had a blast talking to you today. But before we wrap this up, I'd love for you to tell us where to find you online, on stage, and where we can buy or listen to all this music.
Yeah, Mark, dude, it has been such a pleasure, and thanks again for having me.
Certainly welcome.
You can all my social media, if it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I don't do Twitter or X. I don't really do that, but you can find it at Brook Ellingworth Music, and my artist name and my birth name, Brook Ellingworth. That's what everything's under on every streaming platform. I don't think I could even name them all. It's on so many. And then the YouTube channel is Brook Ellingworth Music as well.
Fantastic. Well, the visit has been a pleasure. Just thanks for coming on, Brook.
No, thank you so much. Oh, and there's brookellingworth.com. That's the website.
Don't ever forget that one.
I knew there was one I was forgetting.
That's the main clearinghouse where everything else comes from. Ladies and gentlemen, Brook Ellingworth.
Thank you, Mark.
So, what do you guys think? Is Like It Was the First Time, or maybe one of the other songs on his Roll the Dice project, going to be your new favorite song? This has been Mark Gilliatt for AIM Country Music Television. Thanks for watching.